So now we have a look on what is the data output, because this is what we are interested in.
Mhm.
Everything before, it was just, oh, we have to do this because we want to have this output. And here we have different things. So we have significance for feature selection. So it tells us the impact of a special feature to the target. So it's all about impact, significance, rank, score.
Mhm.
And then we have the prediction. So this is actually what we, in this case of customer churn, we really want. So the prediction of a class or a cluster. So class is here churn or no churn, or order or no order, and so on. Or ABC customers. Cluster is this cluster thing where we have to tell, so where we have to label the result. And then, which is also very important, is the accuracy. So we have here training accuracy, test accuracy, but we can also have a probability for each combination. How high is the probability that this one will be class 1 or class 2? So how high is the probability that he will churn or not churn? So we cannot just focus on the results. We also have to look at the accuracy and the probabilities there. So because this will give us confidence in the results, and it also is like, okay, maybe we have to drop some results because the accuracy or the probability is more than average, but maybe not so much. And we can work with that too. So all the information is sent by the web service, by the assisted planning service, and we can add them in an easy way and then filter by this. So this is always good for a filter.
Right. So I see. So when we look at the results, we have the opportunity to say, okay, these results make sense because of this accuracy or the significance of the feature. And so it takes a little bit of the, or it gives us a little more security in whatever the computer is telling us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what we want with that, because if you just take the result, we do not have the knowledge. So when we normally we do not trust just the computer. So okay, it gives me a 1. So what does this mean? And we give it more meaning by returning all the additional values. And you do not have to be a scientist to understand that. There will be numbers that are high, and then it's good, and or the other way around. If they are low, that's good, but it will be there. It is labeled like this. So it's an easy way to filter results. And this is exactly what we're doing here, data post-processing, because one thing is the data output, the result, but you have to visualize it somehow. This is what we also saw with the clustering and classification.
Right.
We have to somehow show the results, because what we did is, we added another column which predicted churn or no churn, or predicted cluster. And if you just have the numbers there in the cluster, maybe it's not that obvious what happened there. So we have this cluster visualization or the classification in this forecast sales report, in the recommendation report. So this is also important to know what you want to see. So what is the goal of all of this? And this should be somehow reflected in the reports or actions that you take out of the output. And we already have some ideas of reports that we can provide, but this is also something where if you have a special case in your company, then this is easily covered by the built-in JADOS functionality to visualize this data, that you get a meaning out of it in a very easy way.
All right. So the data post-processing is essentially making the results more easy to work with. So we can either make some recommendations to salespeople or talk about how that impacts our financial.
Exactly. And it's also like for this accuracy thing, it's like I look at a result, or I look at a recommendation which was rated very high, so very accurate.
Right.
So then I should even trust this more. And if it's only an average accuracy, maybe I should have a look on it, see, okay, this is here like in this recommendation or a sales forecasting. So if I look at the features that are very important, like contract length, I just go there, look, okay, this person, this customer has only short contract lengths. So I should trust the algorithm that this one will leave, because people having this are really into this, and so you can double check. So that's why we also always say this is a recommendation. And, but even if it's a recommendation, you want to know how good is the recommendation, and we put this as an additional like an additional field to the results.
Okay, so this is really exciting. But what we have been talking about a little bit as we've been going through this is the idea of big data sets and training on that. But what happens when next month I have some new data? Can I somehow explain to the computer something new, or how do I work with this new data?
Yeah. So with this machine learning and classification part, this statistical planning service which cover that. So we always have two phases. There's the training phase and the query phase. And the training phase is always making the experience. Mm-hmm. So it goes through all the data and try to bring some structure in it and store it in a model. So there we need the really large data set for. So this is the historical data, everything which is in the input. So what you want to train on. And if you have another month, then we put more into this. Okay. And we train it. And this could take a long time. So this is where this large data, this big data, maybe it's not the biggest data we have, but it's still it's a lot. And there we need this. And also the training, this could cost a lot of time. So a lot of time means hours. Okay. So as we're normally doing this once a month, it's not so important. Mm-hmm. And it also completely depends on the data, on the method, which we use, how long it takes. So it could also be that it's only 10 minutes, so you can run it every day, a few times. If you have like hourly data or something like this. But normally this is the part which is really time consuming and also hardware consuming. So this is, but fortunately, this is the part which we have to do once a month or once forever. On the other hand, we have this query part. So we have done the training, and if we have new data, normally we want to know the information about this new data. And then we send just the new data there and let it rate from this model, so that we get the results out of it. So this is normally much less data than before, and these calculations are normally done in real time. So you send your 20 new customers of this day, you send them to this model, and then you get the result back immediately, because it's only querying the already existing model, and it's not creating this new. So this is normally the two phases where we have the training phase, and after 1 month, you maybe want to add the new data to the training set, and then you can do this. But if you query, you normally have the small data sets, only what you are interested in, and then it's more or less real time.
When we have the training phase, we're using, let's just say as an example, 2 years of data. And then our computer learns from those 2 years, and then say, okay, a week later I have a much smaller data set because it is only the week. That would be the query phase, where I would just give it that small amount of data and say, based on what you've learned with the 2 years of data, give me the target.
Yeah, exactly. Or also something else, like for customer churn, it's normally important which contract runs out. So if you have a customer where the contract is running out in the next 3 months, then you may want to know, okay, is this a customer which will just sign the next contract, or is he going to leave? And then you will have every month, you will have a new set of customers you want to query. So let's say in January, you have all the customers which when the contract ends in April and so on. So this will be a query set, and this is a small one. Even if you have a lot of customers, in terms of machine learning, this is the small data set, and then you can send it. And even if it's a lot of data, the calculation is done really fast. So you get back the results immediately.